and that one reads 53. That looked about right to me. Adam Tanek's going to dig into the box and lead things off for his Sandviper. He's got to be a little bit disappointed that his team got eliminated in the semifinals. But hey, at least he got to play on Sunday, and that's all you can ask for. Uncle B ready. Tanek ready. First pitch. Swing and a foul ball.
58 miles per hour.
That one came out at 58, but Tanek right on it nonetheless. Another hot ball, 58. And Tanek will swing at the hot ball. Some would call it a weakness in his hitting profile, but others understand that he will just hit it hard no matter how hard you throw it. And that one inside. We're looking at a 2-2 count here. 3-2 now. And for those of you watching and wondering, wait a minute, shouldn't he have struck out? Well, no. If the ball's over 55 and not swung at, it's an automatic ball. So a full count pitch. Swing and a foul ball. And remember, folks, in this league, the first pitch is worth 2 strikes. And Tanek just misses that one. Hits it toward the wall. Caught by Petricus out there. And one away. The sun here in Las Vegas is absolutely brutal during this time of day for everybody involved, even for the left fielders. So Uncle B doing what he needs to do. Really the secret to the Sandvipers is keeping Tanek in the ballpark, even if he gets a single or a double, as Gannon fouls that one off. If you can keep him in the ballpark, you're going to stop the Sandvipers from really racking the runs up. Another foul ball. We're seeing a lot of foul balls here in the early goings. Uncle B really just featuring one pitch so far, and that one's inside. Uncle B working very quickly as the wind swirls here at Tall Tanek Field. That flagpole in center field is absolutely dancing, and that one's low. Take a look at that flagpole, folks. It is really moving and shaking out there like it was listening to a Cardi B song on TikTok. 2-2 pitch on its way to Gannon. And now another full count here for Uncle B. He was able to put Tanek away on that full count pitch. Let's see if he can do the same for Gannon. He cannot, and it's going to be a walk. And that'll bring up Casey Hershog, who happens to lead the league in walks. One of the better OBP players in this game, despite his average not yet quite having caught up. But, folks, if you've got the OBP, that's what the managers care about as this one bounces in.
61 miles per hour.
Welcome once again. We're here in the top of the first inning of Game 1 in tonight's games. And that one's right in there, but it's at 56. So Uncle B struggling to keep his ball under the speed limit. And it's 2-0. That one's going to be in there at 54, and it's 2-2. Remember, that first pitch is worth 2 strikes. Here at the Hideaway, Ranch Island Rescue, Premier League Wiffle. Casey pops it up, and Chad Phillips will make the play right near second base, 2 away. And that's going to bring up Trench. Trench wearing a jersey and hat that both bear his name. Pitch is in there, but it's 59. Well, here at the ranch, we do so much more than just play whips, although whips is very important. And if there's a guy who you need to talk to in terms of the animals or sponsorships, Trench is your man. Does a lot of work behind the scenes here, and he is rewarded with an opportunity to play in the league. And of course, as he takes that one low, of course, he would love to come through for his team here and keep the inning going. 3-0 pitch is low, and just like that, Uncle B is done. In this league, after your second walk, you are finished. Kaput's done. You can't come in until Game 2. And so they're gonna bring in Petricus here. Only a few warm-up pitches to get ready. But as he demonstrated over the weekend, Petricus is a guy who's very comfortable coming in for relief. Uncle B struggled with the speed. Walked a couple guys, got a couple of pop-ups. And as Petricus warms up, Walker will come to the plate. Walker, the number 5 hitter on this team, you know he really wants to turn that lineup over, get Tanek another chance with guys on. You know, for some time I've questioned why Tanek leads off. I would have thought that Tanek would be the 3 3 hitter, you get up with guys on, you hit more runs in. Tanek told me that on his team, lineup is determined simply by who has the highest on-base percentage. Right down the bajoingle right there for strike 1, rather strike 2. Next pitch on the way, and it's just fouled off. A close ball, good fight there by Walker.
What we got? Game 2? Game 1? Game 1.
Pitch on the way is popped up again, so 3 pop-ups here, and I'm joined by my teammate, Maddie. Is it Levine or Levine?
It's a good toss.
Well, you should be able to hear us now that we're on a different camera. I don't know what the issue is. I'm not good with technology. But I will say this, Casey Hershog on the mound for the Sandvipers.
Should be a good matchup.
Yeah, both starters going with their number 3 pitcher here in Game 1, and I reckon that's because Adam and Tom and Randy and Chad pitched so many innings over the weekend that maybe a little fatigue, maybe just wanting to show these guys something new or someone different. Pitch to Randy Dalby, who was the MVP of the tournament in which the Warbirds won. Randy's been on an absolute tear since sort of figuring out this format.
Right, that was always a...
There's another hard hit ball, but it's right at Trench, 1 away.
Always seemed like there's a learning curve for guys who play in different leagues and stuff when they come in, and it takes a while to adjust. I got to watch Dalby play his first couple games here at Hideaway Field. It looked like he was struggling on the mound to get under the 55, but I guess after a few innings under his belt, he figured it out.
It's all it really takes, and I mean, you know me, I think I went 2 for my first 14, and then after that I started hitting a little bit more comfortably, so it is what it is. Casey's going to deal low there, so 2-0. And it'll be interesting to see how this game progresses. How long can Casey go? Uncle B couldn't even make it out of the first.
It was a little windy.
It
Temperature
is
is beautiful here out in Vegas.
Oh, that one's lifted. That's going to be trouble. That might get out, and it does.
Patricus using the elements to his advantage.
Yes, sir. The wind blowing from left to right. If you've got A-Rod power, it's a good day to be you. I'll tell you that.
I'll tell you, Stein, I don't think the league talks about Patricus enough. This kid's a 3
from
Vegas.
Oh, that one's lifted. That's going to be trouble. That might get out, and it does.
Patricus using the elements to his advantage.
Yes, sir. The wind blowing from
Vegas.
Oh, that one's lifted. That's going to be trouble. That might get out, and it... Bermuda Triangle out here on Titanic Field, so I stopped trying to hit home runs some time ago.
Yeah, that's a strong strategy. You've got to go to right.
Yeah, I do my best to just kind of hit hard ground balls that find the wall, but if you're a power hitter, you got to do you. Pitch on the way to Uncle B, it's inside.
It's a good point by Duck Pluck, realizing that home plate is slightly askew from center. Let's say it's a little bit off right center.
Uncle B, oh boy, fouls out there to Walker. I cannot believe that ball stayed in play.
What do you think, Stein? You think home plate's a little bit aiming towards right center? Maybe just a hair.
Maybe just a hair. It's going to look exaggerated on camera too because of the angle that it's coming from. Maybe just a tad.
That's a good point. Duck Pluck, the center field camera is actually not in center field. It's more in left center.
And that's just so we can see both the pitcher and the batter. That ball's not going to make it past the cheap line. Here in most wiffle ball leagues, you see that first line right there in front of home plate. We call that the cheap line. Any ball that's not hit past that line is a dead ball foul. So 1-2 pitch here. This is badly.
Big AB here. They could get a little something going, 2 outs here for the Warbirds.
Yeah, and this is the only member of the Warbirds who was not present during this tournament, so the freshest legs for sure. And here he is with a full count and a chance to advance that lineup one more guy. It's a lob, and it's swung on, tapped to Casey.
Good approach by Casey there. Make him beat you there with 2 outs. You don't want to hit that first walk early, especially when your bullpen's a little fatigued.
Wow. Yeah, we may need to just turn the press box camera off for now until we figure it out. This one?
Well, just in case the audio is working, that's Warbirds ace is going to be facing Tanik. Should be a good matchup. Tanik takes slow and away for ball 1.
Can they hear you when the camera's down there?
Yeah, it seems so. Well, I don't know anything about technology, and I don't want to play around with those wires too much, but I do know a lot about wiffle ball.
Warbirds are behind 1-0.
Tanik
goes to left
absolutely cranks it over the fence, over the first row of trees, into the pine tree.
I don't think elements came into play there.
Yeah, I don't think it matters which direction the wind was blowing in. When the ball is hit like that, it's not coming back. We're looking at...
Nice at-bat by Tanik there to get ahead.
Yeah, we're looking at a 1-1 game. Folks, it says it's 2-0 Snap or Sandvipers. It's actually 1-1. The Patricus home run in the bottom of the first, and now the Tanik home run there, so it is 1-1. There we go. Our wonderful tech crew was able to fix that minor mistake. And so it's on the way here. And that one, back-to-back, go Gannon and Tanik. And so this may be the first back-to-back, go Gannon and Tanik. And Tall Tanik Field, the wind swirls, and it especially swirls above the first layer of trees, so you can't really see what it's doing, but right now it's like it's going straight out, and that's going to be bad news for Chad, who traditionally throws sliders and risers, which when hit tend to go up in the air, and you don't want the wind carrying the ball on a night like tonight.
That was perfect. Sure, buddy.
I didn't say which way.
Right in my face.
So a 2-0 pitch here from Chad. Just look, Chad struggling mightily.
This aggressive strategy by Chad and the Warbirds might not be paying off.
Yeah, I'm not sure why Patricus came out, but Chad's in regardless. So again, Casey, one of the lead leaders in walks, and he swings and misses at a strike.
Swings at a good pitch.
Ball.
I thought you had that one. Good swing, good swing. You want to get this ball, or are you just going to stand around? I'm big.
So we got a full count here. Chad gave up 2 home runs to lead this inning off. Let's see how he does here against Casey, and it's an absolutely, yes it did,
wow,
perfect pitch.
Nice battle there by Phillips to come back. Gets behind early, 3-0. Big time battle there. Showed a little resiliency.
The wind is swirling, and it's making things a little difficult for the pitchers. Trent just misses that ball. Tough play there for Chad. Tougher than it looks.
There's a lot of spin on that ball.
Yep.
I know you guys can't really see that at home. Cupping it, I think, is the way to go. Use your body in a spot like that.
Use your jersey to stop it and just kind of cradle the ball, or let it bounce, pick it up, and throw it to the zone.
It's going to bring up Walker. 2 out before they turn the lineup over.
Chad with a hitch, and he gets it by Walker.
Chad doing a really nice job here settling down. Looked like this game was on the brink of potentially getting out of hand here. And
well, I'll tell you this.
Comes back nice.
Swung it and tapped. That might get
jammed
through, but it's fielded, and in this league, as long as the infielder gets it, it is considered fieldable, and so you pick it up and you step on first, and there's your out. I think the issue with Chad is that in the finals yesterday, he was able to really just tap the corner with that little slider, and I think he forgot who he was pitching to for a moment, and so he gave that to 2 very, very good hitters who are looking for that pitch, and they were able to.
Especially when you fall behind.
Yep.
That first pitch to Adam, or really any good hitter in this league, it's such a huge difference. I'm sure you can attest to being on both sides. either starting 0-2 or going 1-1. It just changes
Yep.
the entire dynamic of the at bat.
Yes. And in this league, you
get
start
to do
with a
whatever
strike.
you want. Right.
Yeah,
So you get to just, as a pitcher, you just get to do whatever you want. If you get ahead 0-2, and you have effectively 3, maybe even 4 pitches to just set up the
So
entire league.
now Phillips will dig in after
See if he can help himself.
Yeah, after recovering from a tough first couple of batters, gets 3 straight, and now he digs in.
Bifflewich wants to know how you got the jersey number 666.
Who said that? How in this league get a play with a jersey 666? Why? I'm going to go with because this is America, and in America we have religious freedom. Casey throws a 39-mile-an-hour pitch right down the middle. Chad's saying he thought it came in hot.
Just got to get those new Nikes.
That one is hot, and it's low.
61 miles per hour.
But yes, in America, we are allowed to worship whatever God we want. I choose not to worship any God, but I do like saying Hail Satan. And that one's laced, but right to Trench. He'll pick it up. Fire, no problem.
Way to get the first out there by Casey.
Yeah, now Casey, definitely the number 3, maybe even the number 4 pitcher for the Sandvipers, depending on where you put Walker. But he's getting through this lineup pretty well.
You got Trench too. Sandvipers, I think their most valuable asset above the league, or at least against the field, is they have a really deep pitching staff.
Yeah, anyone can at least get in there and get strikes over the plate and pitch a little bit. Not every team in this league.
I don't
features
think
that.
I don't think any teams have that. I think most teams have 2, maybe a third guy. Sandvipers have 5 guys. That
Oh boy, that's trouble. Casey sliding, firing.
47 miles per hour.
5.03. That's going to go down in the books as an error.
Wow.
In this league, when you hit a ground ball, you have exactly 5 seconds to make that play. You can either field it and throw to someone on the base, step on the base, or throw it to the backstop. And that one came in at 5.03 seconds.
That one could hurt. And now you got a guy on for Patricus.
Yeah, and Patricus went yard in his last at bat. When Randy hits the ball weakly like that, you must make that out. A lot of spin on it, but that's no excuse.
You can knock that down. Plenty of time.
Oh,
nice pitch
beautiful
by Casey.
spot there he needed that one big way.
Yep. Noticing defense in this league is an underrated variable. Teams that field and don't give up extra outs are the ones at the top of the standings.
Yeah, and I think that, I don't want to talk too much about our team, but I think that a big part of the Calico's success has been the ability to pitch to contact and trust the fielding. That's something the Sandvipers do quite well as well.
Don't want to be giving these guys extra ABs.
Absolutely not. Especially not a guy like Patricus here who went yard in his last at bat. And that ball is not even
This inning
close.
slowly could collapse.
So Casey with his first walk.
Instead of 2 out, nobody on. Patricus a lot less lethal. He might get something to hit there, and you never know.
That ball
Now
low.
Casey's in a high leverage spot against Pewter, who can ease absolute power here.
Uncle B with a huge home run in this weekend's championship series. That ball perfect.
Oh, that's good.
53 miles an hour. Casey really
pitch.
dancing, tickling the taint of that zone right now.
That was a nice pitch. That one looked hot. Yeah.
That one was hot and it was low. And
Casey's doing a good job mixing speeds.
He's
coming in with 60, he's coming in with 39.
Especially with the swirling winds, you kind of want to use that to your advantage. Uncle B swings over to Trench, flips to Tanek. Tanek, rocket fire, no question about it. In a double play situation, if you're going to throw it to the backstop, you need to hit it in between those 2 white lines, and Adam Tanek is money on that throw
nice
right
turn
there.
by. We were just talking about defense, and let him down there in the top half of the inning.
Yep.
But came back to save him in the.
Okay, so the Warbirds are really just doing everything here. They're pulling out every single pitcher that they've got. We've seen 4 different pitchers from the Warbirds. Here's Randy Dalby, again, the MVP of the tournament last weekend, or this most recent weekend, rather.
54 miles per hour.
And it'll be interesting to see Randy Dalby, like myself, grew up a fast pitch player. And he is also a long boy, standing at 6'5", 6'6" in shoes.
Bifflewich wants to give you a shout out. You're absolutely killing it.
54 miles per hour.
So Radar Gun got 87 from second.
It was a nicely thrown ball. Remember, the radar gun, it doesn't measure how fast the ball is when it hits the zone. It measures the ball out of your hand. But
Tanek losing a little bit of arm speed at 87. Used to be 91.
Wow, you hate to see it.
Yeah.
Hasn't lost any bat speed though,
Yeah,
as
the
we
ageless
saw in his
wonder.
last at bat.
Time is starting to catch up to him.
Dalby
This
pitches
should be a
well.
nice little matchup here. A little power against power, righty-lefty combo.
Absolutely, absolutely. And like I was saying,
Look at the flag.
Dalby struggles a bit with
Oh, that's
speed,
gone.
and that
You
ball
see
is absolutely
Oh,
launched,
my Lord.
perhaps even further than the last ball. This
Yeah,
wind
look-
is blowing straight out to right center, and that is exactly where Tanek hit it.
You can see the,
Yeah, look at that replay. Woo!
the flag in center.
Even further than the last ball. This
Yeah,
wind
look-
is blowing straight out to right center, and that is exactly where it is absolutely
Oh,
launched,
my Lord.
perhaps even further. Where the wind's blowing out, you just got to be ready to give up runs. You really do.
Gotta love the parlay. You end the inning with a double play, you lead off with a home run. It's just
And now Gannon swings.
That might go.
He lifts this ball
Oh, yeah.
back to back again. Now that one.
you end the inning with a double play, you lead off with a home run. It's just
And now Gannon swings.
That might go.
He lifts this ball
Oh, yeah.
back to back again. Rob one of those little wind assisted home runs.
I agree with
But
that.
I would say all of the home
Defensive
runs
alignment.
hit so far except that one were true home runs.
No doubt. I mean, that was the only one that could have been, with a different defensive alignment,
Yeah.
probably could have been prevented, but the other three were absolutely just missiles.
The other thing to consider here is that it's not just that the wind's blowing out, it's also swirling. And sometimes that the ball will start going and then stop and then start and then stop, and it makes it quite difficult for the outfielder. I am a little surprised that one got out there, though.
Me too, Stein.
If you haven't been... Oh boy, Casey rips that one, but right at Petricus.
Bad luck for Casey there. Really barreled that one up nicely, but Petricus just was right in the right spot.
Now, what we've seen for the past month or so here in the Premier League Wiffle is that the ball has actually not been carrying at all, and in fact the opposite. I mean, I think about all the home runs that should be going out that normally don't. We're seeing the opposite today as Dalby misses outside.
Definitely a swirling factor for sure.
53 miles
Trench
per
does a
hour.
nice job evening the count here at twos.
I think that's Maccabee saying go Whippets. Your handle is so dark it's tough to see. That one's popped up to Dalby for the second out of the inning.
Yeah, it is.
33 miles
Welcome to
per
the
hour.
show, Peter Maccabee. We love having you here. Maccabee featured in this most recent weekend's tournament. Glad to see he made it home safe. Either that or he's stranded at the side of the road with nothing to do but watch. Pitch. Just outside.
Inside by Walker. Sporting a good eye with fresh cut.
Pitch on the way. Just missed.
53 miles per hour.
Dalby's got to come back here. I mean, you got 2 out, nobody on.
made that one
You know,
walk.
this game is still well within reach.
Oh, especially with the wind blowing the way it is. Right
Yeah.
down the middle at 49.
49 miles per
Definitely want to challenge Walker in a spot like this.
Yeah,
Nobody
I
on
agree.
base.
Now, see, I think as the league progresses, we're going to see more and more guys start swinging at that get me over, because walks are so very important in this league. Remember, if you walk 2, you're done. Pitch. Swing and a foul ball. That was
Stays
definitely
alive.
ball 4.
Looked a little low, but when you got 2 strikes,
You got to tighten it up.
you gotta be a little defensive.
Just missed it. A great at bat out of Walker to get Tanek up.
Yep.
Tanek, 2 home runs in his last 2 at bats and off 2 different
Really
pitchers.
feeling it.
Randy going to come out. Petricus coming back in.
It's interesting. They're really going with the merry-go-round of relievers here.
They're really mixing and matching. It's what I like to refer to as the Joe Girardi strategy, and it rarely works because, at least in baseball, you have to have faith in your pitchers. And what we're seeing here is a lot of mixing and matching, and you know, in this league you have to face at least 3 batters before you come in. And I just don't know if that strategy works when you must face 3 batters. We'll see here though.
Unless you finish an inning.
Unless you finish an inning. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss.
Nice job by Petricus there.
Tanek looking for his 3rd home run of the game.
Starts him off with a Vlad Guerrero ball.
Swing and a miss,
Nice
and
job by
Tanek
Petricus.
a little too aggressive on that one.
Yeah, he was really feeling it. The ball probably looks like a beach ball. Petricus knows that. He
Taking advantage
taking
of it.
advantage of that.
It's
a
good
little
pitching.
heater that he's on.
But Tanek did have a home run in that inning, so as did Gannon, both of them with 2 home runs, both solo Johns. And we're looking at a 4-1 Sandvipers lead as we approach the bottom of the 3rd.
Don't sleep on that strikeout. That's a big out. Warbirds definitely have the capabilities of putting up a crooked number and come right back in this game. So
Absolutely.
let's not sleep on that strikeout. That's a huge strikeout by Patricius to keep his team in this game.
Well, speaking of keeping people in the game, Casey's done a wonderful job thus far. He's given up a solo home run, and other than that, it's just been a lot of weak contact. Maybe guys thinking a little bit too much out there and trying a little too hard.
Nice job battling back after getting behind 3-0.
So
It's a
Casey,
really big inning here.
I agree. You know, bottom of the third, you've got 9 outs left. That is, you know, all the time in the world. But once you get into that 4th inning, you can start to feel the pressure here. It's still a very close game. That one right on in there at 52.
Way to get ahead here.
Casey really all over the top of the zone. You would think that those are hittable pitches. See if the Warbirds can turn on it. That one beautiful, but it's hot 59. At 59 and therefore a ball. So the count 1-2 here.
It's a nice 0-2 pitch to throw though. You get defensive hack maybe. Oh, nice
swung on and roped. That ball's going to carry to the wall.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Nice job waiting back there.
Again, working the top of the zone.
That's going to bring up Pajay.
Swung on and roped. That ball's going to carry to the wall.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Nice job waiting.
I'm going to go with Butafowski. As I
got
cannot.
A few home runs here in the last couple of weeks.
That ball high. Casey again living high in the zone.
Yeah, that could be a dangerous combination against.
A very dangerous place to live when the wind is blowing the way that it is. Let's see how it pays off. That one in there at 51.
That was a good pitch. Good pitch there. Chad's going with an interesting strategy. He's setting up a right-handed bat against a right-handed pitcher.
There's a lot of mixing and matching implemented by Chad so far as he joins us in the booth. And that one.
Getting his weak bat out of the lineup while we're losing here. Home run weather out there, and I got this power hitter on the bench.
It's a good point. 2-2 pitch on the way. Swung on and just fouled off. That's a good foul off. That ball might have come down.
No, that was definitely. I thought that was a strike. I mean, it was definitely too close.
It was very close.
Not taking that with 2 strikes.
Casey living just high enough to produce weak contact.
That
ball
is fair.
Not at all.
Score Nate.
Not at all.
Chad's managerial decision is going to pay off here for the Warbirds in the bottom half of the third.
Yep, it is 4-2. It's a
KJ
hitter's
is
night.
going to switch places with Nate as the Warbirds get to the meaty part of their order. This could get real interesting real quick.
Sure could. There's nobody out. Swing and a miss. And much in the way that Tanik chased in the top half of this inning, Dalby. Again, long boy problems. When you're tall, everything looks hittable. And in this league, we have a particularly low zone. You are seeing that correctly in your camera. We're looking at the bottom pipe at around the shins of Randy Dalby. Tough ball to get.
Nice eye there. That was a good pitch by Case. Really doing a good job of mixing speeds. Started him off with 2 pitches over the threshold, and he comes right back with a little change.
And that one
even slower.
Yeah, again going high, now going low. Really mixing and matching. He's already got 1 walk. Let's see what he does with a full count pitch. Oh, it's right down the middle, and that is a mistake that you cannot make to Dalby. You're probably better off walking him.
Honestly, Stein, I think the Sandvipers, as far as like the walks, I think this when you get this deep in the game, it becomes not an issue. You're so deep in the bullpen that it's about outs.
Well, I'm wondering why Casey is still in.
Yeah, it's a pretty long leash here.
At times, Tanik has some questionable strategies here. I wonder if we're going to see a move soon. Pitch. Well, low, it's 2-0. And so this is how I would have approached Dalby. I would have tried to make him get himself out, and then if you walk out, and somebody else comes in. Pitch. It's a lob ball.
Pitch there.
Yeah, it's going to miss, though, and a great eye by Patricius.
There's an open bag, so
absolutely
nothing wrong with putting him on here. That's
oh boy, oh boy.
That was not a good idea.
And just like that, the Warbirds take the lead.
Yeah, that was.
And this is the problem with throwing high pitches when the wind's blowing out.
You just put the barrel on it and boom, it just goes.
Yes, sir.
I think once you get behind 3-1 there, I think the open base looks pretty attractive.
Casey still in despite surrendering no one, and now Uncle B, another hit. We're talking about
all over Herzog.
We're talking about 5 straight batters reaching base, and
I'm gonna turn it over.
Yeah, Tanik still showing confidence in his starting pitching.
It's gonna live or die.
You know, he is just a ground ball away from having 2 outs here, so let's see.
Oh, foul ball.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Unlucky, don't worry.
That
you
is
dropped
a
the bat.
very
That is
unlucky
a-
break for the Warbirds here.
Well, you call it luck, I call it a rookie mistake. Anytime the ball's there, you need to really make sure you control your bat, but it doesn't matter. Looping single,
Nice job, Switzky.
and now we're at
First
first and
and third.
second. Oh yeah, you're right, first
First
and
and
third,
third.
because in this league, when you hit it to the right side, it's going to advance the runner 2
That's
bases.
going to bring up KJ with runners on the corners. Got 2 ducks on the pond here.
KJ doubled in his last at bat.
Hits are contagious.
Yeah, and
Warbirds doing a nice job.
ever since Chad made that switch, pitch,
That's a little hot.
58 miles per hour.
hot outside, low. Casey now, after a strong first 2 innings, struggling a bit here. Swung on in. Oh, nice play by Walker. Fires to
Gonna get
Tanning.
one.
There's one. Can he get it there in time? He makes the throw.
Just slow. So Pewter's going to score.
Yeah, and that ball
But Walker
just
made a
over 5
really nice
seconds.
play to even give his team a chance. At 2 there.
And I believe that they did not turn the double play, so I think that's still just the first out.
Yeah, there's only 1 out.
Yes, we've only got 1 out. Here's Dalby again, and Dalby takes that ball low and away. Dalby, like
1 out, boys.
perhaps very much like myself, Dalby prefers the ball a little faster, so I think what Casey is doing here is he's intentionally throwing it a little hard and kind of missing outside, going inside, and saying, here, I dare you to swing at this faster pitch. 2-0 here. Man on first, 1 out. It's a lob
Wow,
ball,
that ball
and
smoked.
Randy is not the one to play with. Another Warbirds home run.
This is
And
what I was talking about though, Stein. You get a little momentum, a big
Yeah.
strikeout by Patricus. You get your
Yep.
team back in the dugout with a little momentum, and then boom, you know, a couple things go your way, and you throw up a crooked number, and now the game's tilted in your way, you know, your favor. So
Yeah, and you've got to wonder why the Sandvipers
yeah, I haven't
continue.
got the pen. That's will be on our first question of the post-game interview.
Absolutely. Swing on it.
Patricus
54 miles per hour.
swings on a nice changeup by Casey there.
Bounces that one, 2-2.
miles per hour.
Boy, this game has gotten really out of hand. But that said, the Sandvipers can do exactly what the
Right.
Warbirds have done.
I mean, putting up 5, putting up 6 is not a ridiculous.
53 miles per hour.
And as good as Patricus looked in his
Yeah,
last
that's
at
not a
bat,
good- that's not a good swing.
that is how as bad he was in this most recent at bat. So here's Uncle B. He swings. He hits a ground ball. Walker's going to field it. He's going to bobble it. He's going to have to make a play here, and he does. He's in time. And that'll end the inning.
So good job by Casey settling down after the
I
Dalby home run.
I suppose, but the damage is done.
Yeah,
7,
that's-
maybe even 8 runs across the
It
plate in
was a
that one.
7-run inning,
That's tough.
but
That is quite
Sandvipers
tough.
have some potency in their lineup. This game is far from over, especially given the win. I mean, 4 and
Absolutely.
5-run innings are not out of the question. We just saw it.
So it'll be interesting to see what Chad does in terms of, it's clear he wants to
Yeah,
continue
he's gonna-
mixing and matching.
Looks like he's going to send Dalby out there or Patricus.
I'm not. I think
No,
it's still
looks
Patricus.
like, yeah, I think this is the play.
He's the only one
Seems
who's
to be
had.
pretty locked in.
Yep,
He knew how to face Tannic. Thought he had a pretty good approach there.
absolutely. And Uncle B walked out, so he can't come back in. But Chad and Randy are both available, though Patricus seems to be the only one who's had success.
Something of note would be, does Dalby already has a walk? Yes.
Dalby has 1 walk.
And what about Chad?
I don't think he's got a walk yet.
Yeah. So I think I like not going to Dalby just for that reason, because there's blood in the water when you're in a lineup and you know a pitcher already has a walk. They're going to come at you, a little bit more aggressively. Although up 4, you'd much rather be giving up base hits than walks. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here.
Well, I'm not fully sure. When the wind's blowing out like this, the base hit's going to hurt you just as much as the walk is. In so much as, everyone's going to be giving up hits all night. So, saving a pitch with walks might not be as useful in this setting as it would in others.
It's a little hot.
That ball comes in at 58. The count is
This is a
2-0.
It's a big at bat. I mean, if you're the Warbirds, you really looking to get that first out.
Yep. And if you're the Vipers, you really want to make something happen. Again, he's going to check his swing.
54 miles per hour.
So 3-0 here.
Good
And
discipline there by Tom. That's a veteran check.
yeah, if you can get that lead-off walk, now you're putting pressure. Everybody's got a walk
Right.
in their system. So,
That's
and
it.
he does indeed take the walk.
That's arguably as good as a home run. A leadoff walk in this
Yeah, well, when
situation.
you're down by 4 and you're trying to put pressure on the Warbirds, a walk is important, it's meaningful. Here comes Chad racing toward the infield. Dalby cutting across, a lot of switching.
We got to score a bunch of runs. That was the best case scenario for the Vipers.
Casey lined out in his last at bat, and he takes a strike to start things off there.
Nice job by Patricus to work ahead here. Maybe
Yep.
see if he can induce a ground ball.
Absolutely, especially right after the walk, you really want to have that nice comeback pitch. That one's inside.
6 miles per hour.
I think it was a foul ball. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was forearm. Yeah, that was a forearm. So that ball hit Casey in the forearm, and the conversation that was happening there in this league, if the ball hits the batter and the batter does not make a concerted effort to get out of the way, and also there's a non-zero chance that the ball, might have been a strike. Technically, it counts as a strike, but
Yeah, I think that's a good call. That pitch was coming in. It was breaking in, not the other way around.
I would say that there was in fact a 0% chance that ball was going to be a strike. So a 2-2 count here to Casey, who again leads the league in walks. Here's the pitch. Swung on him.
That pitch was
Ripped
close.
foul.
That was a good pitch by Patricus. Too close to take if you're Casey, and tough pitch to hit fair.
Yeah, he's clearly boring Casey inside with every pitch. Let's see what he does here. Going outside, gets a ground ball. That's going to get fair. Step,
KJ's
throw.
got to know the situation there. That's an easy force out to second, and maybe you give Chad an opportunity to get 2.
Oh my goodness, you are right. Instead, the runner moves over to second.
That's big. Takes a double play out.
Although I will say there is something to be said about the fluidity of a play. When you field the ball, if you're just looking at the backstop,
That's
it's a mistake.
That's a mental mistake.
It's
to
a
me.
mental
That's
mistake.
not knowing the situation before the ball is being hit to you. You got to know where you're going with it.
Patricus throws an absolutely filthy pitch there, but it comes in at 56 and is there for a ball. So yeah, the Warbirds could have stolen a double play there, and that could prove huge as Trench rips that one. Will it get to the wall? It will not get to the wall.
That is going to score Gannon.
It will score Gannon, but it resets up the double
So
play.
instead of first and second with no runs in, you got a man up. That guy scores.
Or instead of a 1 on 2 out. So Sandvipers get a very important run.
Big break for the Sandvipers there.
And now a huge at bat here for Walker, as he wants to turn that lineup over to Tanek with the opportunity to tie it. Instead, it's a tapper. This one over to Chad. Oh, but Chad boots it, and that's going to result in first and second and 1 out, a potential inning ender.
Was an aggressive feed. I think when the ball is this far forward, you got to take the out.
It really depends. If, for example, if that's me on second base, I want you giving me the ball.
Right.
I think Chad would say the same. I think Chad knows he screwed up. Chad should catch that ball. I think that's the right play, trying to end the inning there. You don't want Tanek up with runners on, but now this is a worst case scenario. Pitch on the way. And it's beautiful, but it's 56.
It's too hot.
And Tanek stares out into the sun.
I think something to be said. You already have an out. I think you got to get the guaranteed out there. I know you're putting a runner in scoring position, but it's a little bit different running in and turning back and then giving a good feed and then also returning it. So
well, you also have to know the situation. Tanek coming up, and there's a tie game. His 3rd home run of the game, and that is why you don't want Tanek up with the opportunity to tie that game.
A couple of defensive mistakes here, I think, by the Warbirds.
Several, a lot of problems here, and now we got a tie game here in the 4th. But again, I can't stress this enough. Patricus threw an absolute, seed. It hit Chad in the chest. You got to catch that ball and then try and make the double play because Tanek is going to do damage no matter what. But boy, either way, whether it's the right call or not, boy, did that hurt the Warbirds.
Yeah, that's 2 defensive mishaps that have cost them at least a run.
And they've watched their lead evaporate. Here's Gannon. Oh, and Gannon just misses his 3rd home run of the game. Patricus with a much-needed comeback there.
Big out for Matty and the Warbirds.
And that's got to bring up Casey. He's got to be feeling a lot better. Last time he was up, his team was down by 4.
Getting some love from teammate Carrasco.
These have to be the cutest announcers I have ever seen. You, my friend, might want to go get your eyes checked. Pitch on the way. Swung on and lifted. The wind may take this one. It does. It's gone. Casey with a lollipop.
Can we get an instant replay?
I want to go get your eyes checked. Pitch on the way. Swung on
Casey
and
sends one
lifted.
deep to
The
center.
wind may
That's
take
more
this
going on
one.
right.
It does. It's gone.
That
Casey with a fly ball can of corn for Randy Dalby in left field, and instead it went over the wall. The wind is going crazy.
Very close to hitting the Tarantino's vegan sign.
And we thank Tarantino's for being one of the league's sponsors. Delicious vegan Italian food.
Casey's gonna have to. He almost had a shot at some free zucchini sticks.
Very close, very close.
So
Swing
he's
and a
gonna
miss.
have to settle for a Sandvipers homer.
You know what? I feel like if you hit it over the sign, maybe you still get the zucchini sticks. We'll have to ask Trench about that.
Let's go back.
But
Let's
of
go
course,
back.
Trench is a bit busy right now. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss.
Let's talk about the butterfly effect.
Oh yeah.
That's a 2-out solo shot that wouldn't have happened. The Warbirds make the plays on the other half of the field. So
You know, I gotta say, this is why I'm
8-6.
still
8-7.
making that double play there, because if you turn that double play, you're looking at 8-5 instead of 9-8.
I respectfully disagree. You just don't have enough time. The ball's hit too slowly to turn it there.
It might be.
I think a harder hit ball back to Patricus, I agree 100%. But
And you know, nothing against Patricus in that one. The real big mistake was with that tapper over to third that should have been the out at second. I mean, giving away outs, giving away the opportunity to turn a
Well, we've
double
touched
play.
on it earlier on in this game, Stein, and defense in this league is just not talked about enough, and you give away good, especially good hitting teams.
It's a huge field. It's played on turf. There's 5 fielders. You get true hops. So you can bat the ball down. You don't have to field it cleanly. There's a lot going on here in terms of fielding. That one to us, and oh, my co-host! What a play!
But at what cost?
2 water bottles fell down, and Maddie has punctured a kidney, but we are doing fine otherwise.
Go in. Bring him back. It's on a heater right now.
Boy, I wish we could see the replay. A tremendous lunging grab as the wind picks up even more. Look at that flag. Goodness gracious. Casey's going to kind of settle down behind the mound, ask for the ball to be kicked off the field. That's a veteran move, trying to wait for the wind to slow down, but I don't think it will. Pitch on the way, 2-2 ball. Swung on, and there it goes! Off
top of the wall.
So that's going to be a triple. Any ball that hits the wall off a fly is going to be a triple. And yeah, I don't think the final score of this game is going to be 9-8, folks. Casey's still in the league.
Now, guys, remember at home, first team to 15 automatically wins,
regardless of top or bottom. So that's big.
Being the away team is a little bit of an advantage, I think, in this particular game. I think that there is a chance Warbirds do not get a chance to bat in the bottom half of the fifth.
Could be. And I'm starting to realize what Adam Tanek's strategy is. I don't think he wants his guys to boost their ERAs. I think he's going to just let Casey take these lumps and save their ERAs so that they can catch me in the league lead. But
I'm going to have to respectfully disagree with you again. Sandvipers are a team. There's no me guys on this squad.
That's a good point. We like to joke up here. Pitch on the way. Grandma. And that one just over the wall, almost back-to-back triples, but instead.
Warbirds at 10.
Yeah, that's not 12, that's 10.
Two-run bomb. So things are going to get a little interesting here. Now,
nobody out.
15-run rule is absolutely in effect here.
I'll tell you this. Guess what? In the bottom of the third, the Warbirds put up 7. You're telling me they can't put up 7 again against the same pitcher who they've already been seeing a whole lot of?
Right.
Nobody out.
That's too hot.
Yeah, that's much too fast.
It's a nice take. Good disciplined take there by Dalby.
Dalby learning the format, understanding that that's a ball.
Just watch Casey come in hot a few times now.
Mm-hmm. And that one low. Beautiful movement on that pitch. Yeah, I would say that's an even better take by Dalby, and now it's 2-0.
Yeah, that was a really good pitch.
Oofba. You see Dalby adjusting that bat, making sure that he knows it's inside, make sure the ball does not hit the bat. Veteran move there.
Yep.
3-0 pitch. Oh, and it's a miss.
And that's it for Case.
Finally, Casey comes out. Tanek in.
Warbirds.
53 miles per hour.
Here's something I was talking about with Tom Gannon, Adam's teammate. Adam doesn't throw with a whole lot of movement. This is a wiffle ball. You can really get to do some fun stuff. Tanek doesn't really play with a whole lot of movement. Tanek will get you with his pitching personality. A lot of antics, a lot of herkies, a lot of jerkies.
Yep.
He pitches in what some might call Lotus style. Watch how colorful he is in his delivery as that one's inside.
So I'm not sold that he doesn't have movement. I agree with you. He's chosen to go with more of the debauchery.
Swung on and popped up.
But there's a chance, and there's something that I was thinking about. Is I think he's saving a lot of that for the playoffs.
You might be right.
Trying to give guys a softer look during the season. And he's going to come up.
B swings. Out. Oh no, that's through.
That got through.
And stopped at the wall. Tremendous play by Gannon.
I think it did hit the wall.
Did it get to the wall?
Yeah, Randy, you're in. It got to the wall.
Pretty sure that hit the wall.
They're saying it's a double.
We could use an official call there.
Let's see what Gannon has to say about it. I think technically that's the fielder's call. To me, it looked like he stopped it.
I think it hit the bottom of the wall and then he pushed it forward. No, can we get a replay? I thought that hit the wall.
Still hit the wall. I saw it hit the wall.
So I think Casey's the one who's delusional.
Okay, so Gannon is saying it did hit the wall, but that he touched it first. That's going to make it a dirty double, in which case the runner from first does not score.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, good to go.
Yeah, so it is the fielder's call. Gannon touched it, then it hit the wall.
So that's going to bring up Nate.
Second and third, one out.
Having
Swung
a
on
really
and
good game.
flicked.
He likes
This is
going
trouble.
right side,
It's
and
going to
that's
fall
gonna
in. That'll get both of the runners in. And
Great
it is,
AB by Nate there. He's been using that
Yes,
side of the
sir.
field all game.
Yes, sir. It is 12-9. And guess what? Think
Warbirds
about
need one more base
That's what I'm
runner,
saying.
yeah.
Think about this. One more base runner, and guess who's up next? Randy Dalby, the best hitter on this team, one of the best hitters in the league, wins
KJ's got to be
howling.
thinking one thing here. He's got to be thinking, how do I get on first base?
Yeah, you gotta push it over and try and win it right now.
Nothing
You don't
else
want
matters.
you don't want the Sandvipers getting up again.
No, not in these conditions.
No. Because you're right. If the Sandvipers get up,
Yeah.
the Warbirds may not have a chance to answer. Pitch.
I think if the Warbirds don't win in this bottom half of the inning, I think they will not get another at bat.
Very possible. Here's the 3-0. Right in there at
55
55 on the nose.
And Tanek makes a big time pitch. Makes a big time pitch in a big time spot.
Acting like it was nothing, because it wasn't. Here comes the full count pitch. Swung on and tapped. There's Tanek. Over to KC1. Fires to first. Got him no problem.
That is huge.
And that is a big time double play.
Did you happen to get a reading on that last pitch? Just out of curiosity.
I didn't see it.
I was curious to see if that was a little hot.
How are we living?
And we're joined
For you
here
fans
by...
at home, we're joined by Calico's manager,
Yes, sir.
Smoke Show Nick DeVilla, and
I brought my sister.
Mrs. DeVilla. Hello, nice to meet you.
I think if it's his sister, Mrs.
Miss
Yeah,
DeVilla.
we don't want to encourage those sorts of relationships here.
Miss-
We're a very family-friendly show,
Ms.
but it's nice
DeVilla.
to see you both.
Sister DeVille.
Welcome to Las Vegas and Hideaway Field.
50 miles per hour.
She's gonna watch her brother take on the Stonemen.
Stonemen, and this is going to be the Calicos and the Stonemen's final meeting of the series. Played them a lot here in the first half.
Did.
I'm tired of playing them. I want to play someone else.
31 miles.
That's gonna bring up Walker. This is a big spot here.
Pitch. Swung on and tapped. There's Uncle
Nice
B.
play by Pewter.
Gets up. Throws it.
a
Oh,
little
he
low.
bounces it. And in this league, you need to hit.
That is
You
a
need to hit the backstop on a fly.
costly mistake. That could be a costly mistake.
Yeah, because guess what? Here comes Tanek, and like you were saying, 6 runs in one inning is nothing too far fetched.
My prediction here, Stein, is if Tanek gets 2 at bats in this inning, the Sandvipers will win this game.
I see Bifflewich saying that, implying at least that Satan is not a family-friendly character. I respectfully disagree. Pitch on the way is inside.
56 miles.
Satan loves the children.
Not the guy you want up after an error.
Absolutely
Couldn't
not.
agree more, Godzilla.
And there's Tanek
Oh, that-
flicking it out. Oh no, it's dropped.
That's a single.
I believe that's gonna be that'll
with
probably
a-
be an
with
error.
What do you got on that sign? Was it color fair?
It was fair when
That
you
was
touched
fair.
it.
That was
Yeah,
definitely
it was
fair.
definitely fair.
Better view up there. I can't.
Yeah. So in this league, if you touch it,
100% fair.
if you touch it while you're standing in fair territory, and the ball is also in fair territory, it is a fair ball.
Standing foul.
Oh, you can be standing foul.
Just where the ball is. Like
Well, in this
imagine the
case,
foul line extends straight
The
up.
ball hit his left hand right of third base from this angle.
the ball was fair and he was fair. Both of those things were fair. So make no mistake, that was a fair ball through and through.
Questioning everything about that call right now. And I'm the umpire.
The umpire giving me a little guff, not knowing that I've played more wiffle ball than everybody on the field combined.
So again, Stein, we're just seeing.
Except
more,
maybe Gannon. If you remove Gannon from the situation.
More defensive woes.
Pitch. Oh, it's right in there at 54.
54 miles per hour.
And I'm not gonna lie, that one looked like 56
I
to me.
agree, Chris. Let's stay on focus here. If the Warbirds really need to find a way to patch up their defense, or
Yes,
they're
sir.
gonna blow this.
They need 3 outs. Gannon swings and he hits a tapper.
Nice play.
Fielded. Flips it to second, steps on second. Fires to first. He's gonna bounce it, and I don't think it would have been
That
in
was a
time
mistake.
anyway.
Another mistake, because now the runner's advanced.
Yeah. So. Well, I don't think the runners advanced there because they got the runner out on second.
This is just defensive. This is just an absolute mental collapse. There was nobody on first base.
There was nobody on first base?
KJ's error was a double.
Oh my God, that ball went out of play.
So.
Oh, I didn't even know that part. Oh boy, terrible mistake. So now we're looking at.
Absolute meltdown.
Okay, so we got to summarize what happened because that was a whole lot. What happened was on the previous play, that ball that was fair rolled out of play, advancing the runners to second and third instead of being on first and second. Next batter hit a soft ground ball, not realizing that there were runners on second and third. Patricus flipped to second. That's not an out. And then they throw home to no avail. So now 10-12, first and third, nobody out. And another tapper. Patricus knocks it down. He's just going to go straight home.
He's over it. He's going to get the out himself.
Yeah, at this point, that's what you got to do. That's going to hold the runner.
He's also going to hold the runner.
Hold
One out. You got one out.
Holds the runner, although
However,
the runner at first moves to second. So now we're a single away from tying this
and
game.
welcome to the stream, Proud Slim.
Thank you so much for the follow.
Good,
I
good
think
timing here.
That's our first of the night. Pitch. Swung on. Is it through?
Nice
Oh, what
play.
a play by Uncle B. Tap. Picked up by Patricus. He fires. 4-2-8. The second out is made.
Great play.
Unbelievable.
So right
And
as we're done bashing the Warbirds defense, they come right back with a huge stop. That would have been a 2-run single, game-tying single.
I'm not going to lie, that was an absolute mess of a play, but they made the out, and that's what matters. 1 out away from the victory here.
So Walker up here, a single will tie this game.
Pitch is low.
57 miles.
And again, just like
a clean single.
clean
will tie
single
it.
ties the game here. And Walker's got to be thinking the same thing he was thinking last at bat.
Just
How in the
trying to go the other
world,
way.
how do I get Tanek up? How do I get Tanek up? If he gets Tanek up, good things are probably
And
gonna
welcome
happen.
to the cast, Boots Sparkhill.
There's Walker. Fair ball. Got to go home with it. Here's the play.
Oh!
Oh boy!
KJ finds the top height.
What a dramatic
Wow.
end. Folks, in this league,
Wow.
if you missed the backstop,
That
the
would've scored 2
runners,
runs.
yes, the runners advanced 2 bases. That would have tied the game by the
So,
skin of his
Warbirds
teeth.
are going to take game 1 here in dramatic fashion.
Wow,
No
wow,
thanks
wow,
to their
wow.
defense. I mean, they tried in every regard to lose, but Patricus is just too dominant on the mound.
This was a battle of teams trying to lose this game. And in that battle, it was the Sandvipers who prevailed because they lost.
So,
Huge win for the Warbirds who are fighting for 4th and even 3rd place right now.
that's a nice steal for the Warbirds. That's a nice
Nipping at their heels, getting closer and closer as the days go by.